Okay, so today I'm going to be, I am recording from Winnipeg Airport, and we're looking at a piece for marimba duo and orchestra by Rob Halpner called Similar Differences. Rob was a undergraduate student at the University of North Texas at the same time I attended. I got this score because it shared a reading session with one of my pieces, read by the UNT Symphony Orchestra, the student ensemble. And I have a number of scores from these reading sessions, but very few of my colleagues or very few of these people I went to school with actually got their orchestra pieces recorded and uploaded to their social media, but Robbie actually has this up on his YouTube, so I think I may as well give it a listen. Robbie and I didn't really cross paths that much at UNT because by the time I was teaching composition courses there, he was already in his third year, which mostly consisted of composition private lessons. This piece really encapsulates some cultural things I observed living in Texas, especially among the undergraduate student body, which was this really strong influence of what Robbie is calling here the pageantry arts, drum corps, marching band, indoor percussion. There were a number of students in the composition division in the undergraduate student body who just loved playing in these ensembles. And it was something that was, I was a Canadian in the US, it was pretty foreign to me. I didn't really understand the hype or anything. My background has always been in concert music and composing concert music, like orchestra. Yeah, this piece is trying to do something. I remember in the reading session it was too much music for the session, so I didn't really get a good sense of what it sounded like. So I'm going to give it a shot here. As always, I'm going to try to be positive in my reviews. It's only with the really big composers that I tend to say one or two negative things. So in the post-listen today, I'm just going to say what I like about it. The instrumentation that it calls for is 2-2-2-2, 4-3-3-1, timpani, 3 percussions and strings, and of course the 2 solo marimbas. Marimba 1 is a 4.5 octave, marimba 2 is a 5 octave. There's no, other than the bass trombone, there are no auxiliary winds. There's nothing interesting about this. The percussion list is a bit interesting. Percussion 1 is on bass drum, glock, snare drum, triangle, cymbals, tam-tam, suspended cymbal, chimes, crotales, vibes, and tubular bells. Percussion 2 is on cymbals, tam-tam, suspended cymbal, bass drum, vibes, tubular bells, wind chimes, glock, xylophone, triangle. And percussion 3 is on tubular bells, wood blocks, snare drum, tam-tam, suspended cymbal, bass drum, glock, crotales, vibraphone, xylophone. So I think in a performance, a lot of these percussionists would be switching between instruments and sharing the bass drum amongst the 3 of them. If you had a really big budget, I guess you could give every percussionist their own bass drum, everyone their own vibraphone. But I think in practice, this is just going to be a lot of moving around during the performance. And I'm assuming that these instruments are in order of relevance to the performer. percussion 1 is playing the most bass drum out of the three of them. Percussion 3 is playing the most tubular bells. I'm assuming that's what is going on here. The recording to this is in the video description, and I'll see you in, I'm assuming this is half an hour. Yeah, it's 23 minutes. Okay, so I think this piece definitely does what it sets out to do. There's a lot in there that is borrowing heavily from orchestra tradition. I think a lot of the orchestration is very traditional, as is the sort of three-movement form that Robbie went with. But at the same time, a lot of the themes and harmonies and just the execution of it would not sound out of place in like what I imagine a marching band setting to be, which I think is sort of what the piece is going for. And good on him for getting this wonderful performance of it with these two soloists. It's a real accomplishment, even in a university like UNT, where there's all these resources for musicians. I mean, I assume he had to pay all these performers, or he had to get all of them to play for free by doing various favors, so it's no small feat. I guess my favorite moments, I immediately liked the second movement better than the first one. I'm a sucker for slow movements, and I liked its little modulation in the middle. It was, even though it might have been a bit corny, I thought it really fit the piece. And I actually really like the third movement even better. Like the theme is really catchy. I like the mixed meter kind of sound it has, and it's just very sort of infectious. I don't think the piece ever got boring, honestly. It just might not be everyone's cup of tea. It's an interesting kind of ensemble to have two marimbas. It works surprisingly well. Marimba really blends well with the orchestra. It also made me think of like piano concerti, sort of like the range of expression that marimbas have. It's like kind of like a piano, but I guess more limited. They have these sort of like stereotypical chord shapes and ways of playing chords and arpeggiating things. And there's more of a physicality to marimbas. It's a lot more fun to watch people play them. And I was periodically looking back to the video recording just to see them play it, and it's very engaging visually. So that's kind of interesting. There's like because I think in these sort of pageantry arts that Robbie's referring to, like visual presentation is very, very important. Almost as important as the way that the music sounds. I should close by saying, like, if you really like this piece, you should just reach out to Robbie and see if he will lend you a PDF of the score, because he's still very early in his career, and it's really unpredictable what composition students end up doing after their undergrad, so I have no idea what Robbie's doing, but if he put this much work into this thing, he probably would really appreciate anybody reaching out. So that's all I'm going to say, and I have a flight to catch, so that's that.